What is going on, you guys? Doing something a little bit new on this channel. I didn't even do this when I had my old channel, but a specific trailer popped up today, and I could not contain myself. So here we are. Of course, I got my very good friend, someone who's not a stranger to the channel at all, Luke Ponto. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, man. I'm glad to be here, ready to talk some Doomsday.
Absolutely. And of course, I got another friend who's not a stranger to the channel. Specifically, I'm not a stranger on his channel because we do videos all the time together. My very good friend, he was also he hosted the premiere of my film Barrett. You guys know him as Sons of Cinema. We got Ron. How's it going, Ron?
Hey, good. Thanks for letting me join the conversation, man. I was excited when you decided you wanted to do this. I was like, hell yeah. I had just watched the trailer this morning, so I'm like, let's do it.
It was a last minute. Man, like I usually, even when I'm excited when I see a trailer, I usually just don't do trailer discussions. But after seeing this trailer, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. There's no plan or anything. I'm gonna do it. So here we are. But yeah. So overall impressions. I'll start off with Luke, and we'll go to Ron, and we'll go to me. Luke, your overall impressions of the trailer before we go into like the deeper details. What did you think of this trailer?
Now, I'll just be full on honest. I mean, this movie I haven't been too excited about because of the fact that it's just like, I don't know, but I just haven't been too excited. This trailer, personally, I was like, okay, but I'm still like somewhat interested to see where we're gonna go. But it didn't do much to build up like much of my excitement personally.
Okay.
So, but
I got you on that.
So, I mean, it visually looks good. I will say that for sure. Like visuals look amazing, but not quite sure. But we'll see. Like it could surprise me.
Definitely. Ron, what were your overall impressions when you first saw the trailer?
So, I'm kind of with Luke on this one. Whereas I really, of course, I enjoyed the trailer. It's awesome. And I love the Avengers. I felt like the trailer was a little underwhelming for me because it basically showed me a bunch of the MCU characters I don't care about. I really don't. I'm not into, the Black Panther characters. I'm not into Shang-Chi. I'm not into, a lot of the characters that they showed. It just, even the Fantastic Four, the movie was okay, but it didn't really make me enjoy the characters that much. I mean, I still like the older Fantastic Four characters with Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, like I don't know. It's not that the Fantastic Four was a bad movie. I just this trailer, it doesn't show you much, which is cool, but I'm hoping that maybe there's a little more. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's more to it. It was a little underwhelming for me, but as for an MCU film, of course I'm there. I'll watch it no matter what. I felt RDJ's his voice is the first thing we hear, and I felt like it was like a cross between Arnold and like if Arnold was doing the Bela Lugosi character of Dracula. Like it's kind of like it felt like a cross between those, like Arnold trying to do that impersonation. But I loved it. I just, it is what it is. I'm hoping that the next trailer will be a little more revealing. But go ahead, man. What did you think?
Overall impressions, I really did enjoy it. It's kind of like maybe like listening to a new album of like your favorite band or something like that, where like when you listen to it at first you love it, and then you go back and you're like, okay, maybe this album isn't great, but there's still some good stuff in it. There's definitely a lot to like about it, but I do feel like, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me, I do feel like there is slightly some desperate tensions coming from this movie from Marvel, because while it's really awesome to see what they're going to do, I think the reason the Avengers, specifically like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, which those are like big epic films, I think the reason those movies worked is because Marvel did what DC originally wasn't doing back in the day. They were taking their time with it. We had enough movies with Guardians of the Galaxy. We had two before they eventually, were in Infinity War, they had 2 movies for us to enjoy and like these characters. Iron Man had 3 movies, Thor had 3 films before we eventually got to that. So at that Captain America, like we all got to a point where we got to see enough of them to the point where we can get behind everything. For Shang-Chi, he's only had 1 movie. Fantastic Four, they've only had 1 movie. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I didn't think was terrible, but it just was a movie that I didn't really care for. So watching this trailer, even though it was really cool to see, we haven't really seen these characters enough for me to kind of feel like really excited. Does that make sense to you guys?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
I'm with you. Yeah.
Like, hell, like we're getting some of the original X-Men back. Like we're getting like James Marsden back as Cyclops.
Yeah, we're getting Ian McKellen, we're getting Patrick Stewart, and I'm all. I mean, and of course, I was happy when I saw Channing Tatum as Gambit. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that's best part of the whole trailer.
Yeah, like exactly.
But Shang-Chi, I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Shang-Chi. I actually enjoyed it. I thought like that was one of the better MCU films to come after Endgame. But again, they just never like finished up with it. They never did any sequels. So when people are going to see this movie, it's not going to be like, oh, Shang-Chi's in it. They're just going to be like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Because
I've seen that guy before.
Yeah, you've seen that guy. Like Shang-Chi came out, like I remember Shang-Chi, that came out like during COVID, didn't that?
It was post-pandemic, I think, like 2021.
Was it? Okay. But even still, people were barely just going back to the theaters. That's why New Mutants didn't make any money at all. I mean, I don't know if New Mutants would have made money either way, because I don't think anybody went to go see it. But like I said, Shang-Chi, we've just never really had the opportunity to really grasp onto that character enough for us to care. Doomsday feels like a movie that would have that could have easily came out like maybe 7 years later if they decided to build on the MCU. But from this right now, even though again I am excited, it does feel like, hey, audiences have not really been enjoying Marvel films lately. They didn't like the Marvels, they didn't like Black Widow, they didn't like Captain America: Brave New World. Let's just give them everything, like the scene in Heat where Al Pacino goes, "Give me all you got, give me all you got," and Disney just did that exactly for the audience. So while I'm excited, I don't know exactly how all of this is going to coalesce into a very coherent movie. I think as much as, but who knows? This movie could really surprise me. Correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, because you're the film encyclopedia. Is this directed by the Russo brothers?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, I just, because I don't know how long this movie is. I'm assuming it's going to be 3 hours long. It's going to have to be. Do you feel like no matter what they do, even if it's well paced and they're able to do everything right with the amount of characters we have, do you still feel like this movie might be still kind of messy depending on how it is?
It more than likely will be, because I mean you've seen how many characters that we have in the movie. It's like you're gonna, like, especially like Shang-Chi, like we only got like 1 movie. You're still gonna have to do some fleshing out with those characters.
Fantastic Four, even though the Fantastic Four. I mean, I enjoyed the Fantastic Four film that came out a couple years ago. I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever, but it definitely was a movie that you could tell that like definitely was on the cutting floor a lot of times. There's a lot of scenes you could tell were cut out, but I didn't mind it, honestly. But what do you think, Ron? Do you feel like this, no matter what they do with the film, if it succeeds, do you feel like it's still going to be pretty messy?
Well, about that, I would think normally history has shown us that when you try to bring an ensemble cast together and try to introduce so many storylines that it becomes a mess, hence like Game of Thrones. But I feel like in this, the Russo brothers can do this. Like they've shown that in Infinity War and Endgame that they can handle these kind of characters and giving them just enough story that we're like, okay, that seems fair. One of my questions is, this is what I'm kind of having a hard time with. Of course, I'm going to go see this movie. There's no way I won't see this movie. But I'm wondering, how are they going to explain to us how is Dr. Doom more of a threat than Thanos was? Like, I remember Dr. Doom in the comic books back in the day. Like, he was he was Dr. Doom. Yeah, he was cool. They've upped him in power over the years, I'm sure, but how is he a bigger threat than Thanos? That's what is kind of like I'm like, you blew your load on Endgame, and now you're trying to kind of recreate that. And I'm there, but I just feel like like I said, these characters I just didn't really care about. Gambit was awesome. I love the X-Men, but it also felt like, how many times do we got to watch Charles Xavier and Magneto say goodbye to each other as old men? Like, didn't we just, wasn't that enough in like Days of Future Past? So
yeah,
I was just underwhelmed. I guess if I'm being honest, I expected more, but I'm not crapping on this in any way. I mean, this is going to be humongous, and it, like you said, it's shot beautifully. I have no complaints. I just got reservations on if this is disappointing. I don't know what this does to us.
It definitely does feel like they're reaching. If you can, like, no matter how well I don't care if this has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and even if this movie emotionally sways me, it does still feel like they are kind of reaching at that point. Even Endgame, as perfect as a movie Endgame was, Endgame still did have its moments of being kind of messy with all the characters that are in that film, but it made sense for that film, and I think it still executed it in a very well manner. But then again, we had movies after Endgame where we got to flesh out some more characters after, even with Spider-Man Far From Home, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then all that stuff. But even then, it does feel like they are reaching at this point. Because I'll be honest, when I saw X-Men, when I saw when they released that trailer with Xavier and Magneto, and then like we got that quick shot of Cyclops, right? Just from seeing that, I honestly just wanted to see another X-Men movie, because I don't know how they'll be able to really put them in Avengers Doomsday, like with like the amount of time they have. Like, I feel like their scenes are going to be like very short, or they're just going to be limited to cameos. But then again, we don't know.
All we can do is wait and see.
Yeah. Now as far as characters that we're excited to see again, and then characters that were probably like not too excited, but maybe we could have some hope. I'll go first. I'm excited to see Cap back. They're gonna have to really give a good explanation on how the hell he's back, but I think they'll probably do a time travel thing. I'm excited to see him again. I am excited, obviously with the Thunderbolts and everything. I think it looks all great. I don't know, man. I'm in general, I am excited to see everybody back. But Luke, who are you excited to see, and who are you? And who's like the? Sorry, here's a better way to word it. From the trailer, who is the character? Who are the characters that you're so excited to see? Like, you're there day one just to see how it is. And who are the characters that you could care less if they were in the movie or not?
The ones I'm actually excited to see back, even though they might just have them as a cameo. I mean, okay, I'll actually go. I have two answers for you. Okay. Like, one character I definitely am really wanting to see back. Definitely Gambit, because I mean, he was amazing in Deadpool and Wolverine. But I'm also really excited to see the X-Men back, like, because we haven't gotten like the actual X-Men in years, and like it's the original X-Men cast, so that's awesome to see. Ones I could not care about. Oh, that's actually kind of a tough question.
The Marvels.
Did we see them in the trailer? I don't remember.
I don't know if we, no, I don't think we did. But like, I think they were announced to come back. But either way, I think if I had to like just pick one like right on the spot, I liked the character, but if they actually gave him like a sequel or maybe even a third film, then it would actually give me more to care, which is Shang-Chi. I like the character, but if they gave him another movie, then sure, that maybe would have given me more time to care. But no, they kind of rushed it out. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. What about you, Ron?
From what I saw, the sample size of what I saw, like he said, Gambit's the only one I'd really get excited about. All the other characters that I really want to see, it feels like they're going to blow their load in Spider-Man Brand New Day, because I want to see the Punisher, I want to see Spider-Man, I want to see the Hulk. Like, those are the characters I want to see, but they're going to be in Brand New Day instead. I just kind of wish that there's like a Hugh Jackman sighting in this movie, like just a little Wolverine, because that, and even some Deadpool. Again, I don't know how far they're going to go with this film, because they're already giving out rumors like that we're going to get like these older characters in this film, and then in Secret Wars we're going to get the younger cast of characters that really nobody gives a shit about. But I there's really the people I want to see, I feel like they're probably not going to be seen in this movie, so I don't want to get my hopes up. Seeing some of the old X-Men, I mean, okay, I'd rather see a new cast of X-Men, which it looks like that's what they're doing, because they have a new Mystique. I didn't. Did you know who?
No. It actually is still. It still is Rebecca Romaine.
That was Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
I couldn't even tell. Yeah, I thought it was a young girl. I did like the Thunderbolts, so I guess I can say I'm a big USA what's his name, John Walker, US agent.
John Walker.
I'm a big John Walker guy. I love Yelena, and I don't know if you noticed in the trailer her dad, the
Red Guardian.
Yes, he was. Did you see what he was wearing? He was wearing like this, like it looked like a 90s like rap jumpsuit. And yeah, he finally wasn't in his suit. He was in, like, he had a hat on. He looked like he should have been in like a rap video in the 90s. But so I guess I could be excited about those characters, because I really liked what happened in Thunderbolts. But you know, where is what's his name going to be in this movie? The dude from Thunderbolts, the main villain, what was his name?
Sentry or Bob?
The Sentry, thank you. Yeah. I mean, is he going to be in this? I'm hoping that they saved all the good characters for maybe future trailers, that this isn't what we're getting, that they're just giving us a taste for those people that actually like the MCU movies from Endgame on, which I'm not really a fan of. And okay, so they're also bringing back the Wakandans and Namor. But I mean, Namor, okay, what is he gonna do? I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on. If that was the long answer, but
I know they're definitely not. I know they're definitely not bringing back Eternals.
No,
I was thinking about that too. I was like, well, also I would like to see old Blade. Bring me back Wesley Snipes. I don't know what he can do, but if they're gonna bring back Black Widow, or I mean, she's probably not coming back, but you know, Yelena, why Blade be a part of it? So, and I would love an old Wesley Snipes single standalone Blade movie. That would be awesome. Blade 4, but whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like leading up before Doomsday, obviously after Endgame, we have had some good entries in the MCU, but as far as like your guys' journey, like after Endgame, have you been like on board with the MCU? Have you been kind of half and half, or have you just been kind of like it stopped being good after Endgame? We'll start with you, Luke.
I've been kind of 50-50. There's been ones that I've been really, really excited for, but then as of recently now, with how much stuff they've been pumping out like year after year constantly, it's like, can we slow down a little bit, like, and actually take your time like you used to do, like with these characters?
Yeah, like after Endgame, what are like some of the films that came after Endgame that you actually think are really great?
Definitely the two last year, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. Let's see, love Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
See, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That was great. Yep.
Let's see, I did also. I mean, No Way Home was great. I love No Way Home.
And Far From Home. I think Far From Home came after.
Yeah, Far From Home was also after Endgame, but I prefer No Way Home.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that MCU, I feel like, is going quantity over quality at this point. It's like they're just rushing shit out, and I'm like, dude, take your time, like slow down a little bit. Like, you don't got to rush everything out like right away.
Yeah, isn't that funny how Marvel is doing what DC used to do back in the day, and DC now is doing what Marvel used to do back in the day.
Yep.
Yep, that's how they're fucking up. Yeah.
I still haven't seen Supergirl, by the way. Luke, did you see Supergirl?
I did, yeah. It's not
very
good.
No? Okay. I feel bad for Millie Millie because I feel like she deserved better. Even before the movie came out, all the horrible things like people were saying about her. It's just like, dude, come on, really? And it didn't help with the film's release. And even then, people say it had nothing to do with that because the movie still wasn't great. I think she deserved better. That's it's just disappointing. But I've heard from everybody, Luke. I've heard, other than the movie being bad, they've said that Millie is the best part about the movie.
She's great, but I thought Jason Momoa was the best part as Lobo.
Okay.
I thought Jason Momoa was the best part, and he didn't even have that much screen time. That's the sad part.
You would think with Jason Momoa they would give him like more screen time,
which they did.
Maybe they should rush out a Lobo movie then to wash the taste out of this movie out of their mouths.
Yeah, 100%.
But Ron, as far as like movies that have came after the MCU, what are some examples of like ones that you think were still pretty good, or like were you just kind of like, no, I don't care, you didn't care anymore?
I'm with Luke. I really liked my favorite probably Deadpool and Wolverine, No Way Home. The Thunderbolts, and I forget what else you had mentioned. There was one other, but
Far From Home. Guardians.
Yeah, Far
3.
From Home was good. That one I've kind of grown to appreciate a little bit more just because of like the performance that Jake Gyllenhaal gives and like Mysterio. Kind of cool,
yeah,
you know.
Even though Jake Gyllenhaal's villain was pretty much the same villain story as Syndrome from The Incredibles, where he was pretending to be like a superhero.
Yeah. But I'm with Luke also. Like they ruined it, and Disney knows they did. They got greedy, and they just in the last 7 years just shoved out so much crap. And I think the final straw for everybody was that Secret Invasion. What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, even in TV shows, which there have been some good Marvel shows. I mean, I love Daredevil. I thought Daredevil was awesome. Hawkeye had its moments. She-Hulk, I just couldn't get into. Not for the reasons people would complain on the internet. I just couldn't get into it. Freaking Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought was fine. Loki, I really liked.
I love Loki.
Moon Knight was also not bad, but unfortunately, I think they're kind of done with Moon Knight. I don't think they're going to do anything else with that character, which is a shame because he's a really cool character. But yeah, I did not watch Miss Marvel. I know from you told me, Ron, Wonder Man was actually not that bad.
Wonder Man was pretty good. I really dug it. The story was pretty simple, but it's intriguing, and I believe that he's going to be a part of these movies, if I'm not mistaken. The Wonder Man character, and you got Trevor, Ben Kingsley as Trevor. I loved it. Did you check that out, Luke?
No, I haven't.
It's good. It's worth the time. Like it's probably the best new series that has come out since like Loki. Everything else you could kind of skip. Like you, I did like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And we didn't talk about it, but I did kind of enjoy Captain America as well, the Brave New World. We haven't talked about Sam. I know that became a whole controversial whatever.
Because of all the reshoots that they had to do with Brave New World.
Yeah. And in this trailer, we also get that glimpse at the end of Steve Rogers. I guess, is this the new skinny, I'm on a diet Steve Rogers? Like, is he supposed to be that thin and gaunt? It kind of threw me when I saw him. I'm like, boy, he looks thin as hell.
Who knows? I guess we'll just kind of have to see, because they're gonna have to explain how he's back. It's probably going to be some time travel thing. It's just, I feel like, again, this is why I'm saying I feel like they're reaching at this point, because I feel like Steve Rogers had a perfect ending after Endgame. I feel like that was just the perfect way to end it. So seeing him back, it's cool, and of course my ungrateful ass is excited to see him, but at the same time I'm just like, I'm happy to see you, but why are you here? I'll give a good example. It's like it's like the best girlfriend you ever had came over to your house, but you also still don't want her at your house. You're like, hey, Rebecca, I'll come up with a random name. I'm glad to see you, but what are you doing here? That was a bad example.
or you lost me. I was, huh?
Or here's a good example. Like when you first see the trailer for Toy Story 5, it's like it's cool to see Woody, but why is he here?
Exactly. That's a better example because that's another movie. I don't know why I brought up. Should I cut that out? I'm gonna keep that in. Screw it.
The problem with these movies, man, is that they try to pander to everybody's nostalgic whatever to bring people back because they panic. Instead of trying to write some good ass stories, they panic and then they throw out this trash and we get the same recycled stuff. And the problem with this, if this doesn't work, it's gonna make Endgame look a little worse. And that's like, for me, I do kind of dig Infinity War a little bit more, but Endgame for me was just, it's a good ending. It was a good ending for Tony Stark, and so.
Right, yeah. which does bring me into the next topic, which of course the title of this one, we need to talk about Doom. Now, this was a huge deal when it was announced that RDJ was going to be playing as Doom. And there were a lot of theories of exactly how they were going to handle this. Now, I'm going to ask kind of like a total of 3 questions, and I want to get your guys' theories on it. Number one, do you guys think this will be like Tony Stark from an alternate universe that became like a bad guy, became Doom? Do you think Doom is going to be just a guy that's wearing a mask? Or do you think they're going to do what they did in the later comics where it's just like his face, like it's his body? How do you feel like they're going to handle this character, and are you excited? Luke, we'll start with you.
I'm not exactly sure because I like God damn it. I'm struggling for words here.
RDJ.
I know that was a lot.
But I don't know if they're gonna use him like as Tony Stark from an alternate universe, but I mean that is an interesting idea, but I don't know if they're gonna go that route, like personally. But I could also see them doing, like you said, what they did in the later comics where it's just, his face. I don't mind the casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, but at the same time, it was kind of a safe choice, in my opinion, because he's been in the MCU. It's like, okay, who do we get? Okay, yeah, but we'll go ahead and get Robert Downey Jr. To me, like, I don't mind the casting because, I mean, you can never go wrong with Robert Downey Jr., but I feel like it's just kind of a safe choice.
I feel you on that. Before we get to you, Ron, I will say, even though I think he was already a part of the MCU, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Mads Mikkelsen could have made a really good Doctor Doom.
Yeah, he was in the first Doctor Strange, but I agree with you. He actually would have made a really good Doctor Doom.
Do you think he would have made a good Doctor Doom, Ron?
He would be awesome. I mean, he's awesome at anything. There is a movie I've been trying to watch called Dust Bunny. I don't know if you guys have checked this out. It's on HBO. He's in it. It is so weird. If you like Donnie Darko, folks, check this movie out. It's fucking crazy, but Mads Mikkelsen is in it. He's awesome. But back to RDJ, it's like, okay, you gave him the perfect Iron Man send-off. You're bringing him back. Now, my question is, like you guys just talked about, why are you here? Why? If you're going to, okay, there's 2 routes that can go here. If they're going to keep the mask on him, which is most likely probably what they're going to do this movie, keep the mask on him the whole time. And I think he's not a variant. I think this trailer clearly showed that this is Victor Von Doom, Latvian ruler. So I don't think it's RDJ as or Tony Stark variant, but I could be wrong. So at the end of this movie, they could take his mask off and then, we see Robert Downey Jr.'s face. But at this point, who gives a fuck? Because everyone knows it's him. I think if you wanted to go that route, they should have kept his casting quiet. That would have been the biggest fucking surprise that would have set this movie off. I know people would have bitched and complained, like, who's gonna play Dr. Doom? But again, if you're gonna keep him covered, RDJ is a great actor, but there's so many other people out there. Shit, put Denzel Washington in the Doom mask. I don't care.
I wouldn't oppose to that either. Honestly, that would have been a good choice too.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Yeah,
like that arguably would have been a better choice. Like,
I mean, if you're gonna use him and keep him covered, why?
Or if they would have done like a Darth Vader thing where they had somebody in the costume but they had a voice. Imagine like Clancy Brown voicing Dr. Doom.
Oh God,
that would be cool.
That would be really cool.
That'd be interesting though. I'll say
he did voice Lex Luthor. That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I am excited to see what they. But I do agree with what you said earlier, Ron. I do feel like, even though I think Doom is a great character, I think he's a great villain and he's awesome. But it would have made more sense if they had him before Thanos. But it's already 7 years too late. You would feel like Thanos was kind of like reaching up that high. Like there's no more high you can get unless maybe they had Apocalypse come back at some point. But I don't know how that would have really worked, honestly. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna plan if they're doing something where like Doom is like insanely powerful, like more powerful than Thanos. I don't know about that, but I'm excited to see what they do because I know they were kind of reaching at that point because of course everybody remembers Kang was originally supposed to kind of be like the next big thing, but then there was the controversy, of course, with Jonathan Majors, and he was eventually let go by Marvel, which I don't blame them necessarily for letting him go for what he did. Won't get into it. But at the same, but so, and when you realize that, it also does kind of make you look in an alternate universe what it could have been like if Jonathan Majors didn't do that and he was still going to be like the next villain leading up for more Marvel movies. I mean, that would have been awesome because I thought Kang, even though I wasn't a fan of Ant-Man 3, I thought Kang was like the best part of that movie.
Yeah, he was an awesome character, but like after all that shit, it's like, well, what now?
It almost feels like, even though they're definitely going to take their time more with this, it felt very similar, even though it's a different situation because Jonathan Majors was fired and then the other movie they just decided to do bad writing. Last Jedi, there was such a huge opportunity to make Snoke a great villain, but then Rian Johnson came along with Last Jedi and said, yeah, no, we're just going to kill Snoke. And they killed Snoke, and then right after that they realized that they fucked up and they're like, fuck, we just killed Snoke. What are we going to do? Palpatine's back. How is he back? Palpatine's back. No, you didn't answer my question. How's he back? Palpatine's back. That's what they did.
For the record, I hate those fucking movies. I hate them so much.
I know you do. But yeah, so that's what it felt like. I do feel like there's going to be a lot more care given with this, but even still, it does still kind of feel like a Palpatine has returned situation. What do you guys feel like? Do you guys feel like that this Doom thing is going to be kind of like a last minute thing that you'll probably be able to notice while watching the movie, or do you think that the Russo brothers and Marvel and Disney knows better, that they'll actually do something to make it work? We'll start with you, Luke.
It could go either way, if I'm being real, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like sometimes, like, both Disney and Marvel sometimes don't have an idea what they're doing, particularly. But, like, I don't know. I mean, the Russo brothers have proven that they have made, like, good Marvel movies in the past, with, of course, Infinity War and Endgame. But let's not forget, they made two of the best Captain America movies with The Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Yeah, Winter Soldier's one of my favorites.
Yeah, but everything they've done outside of the MCU has not given me much hope that they're coming back to do another Avengers.
Oh God, yeah, like Gray Man or Cherry.
The Electric State. To be more clear about that, Jesus Christ. But I don't know. I really don't know. It could go. I'm 50-50. Like, I'm very 50-50.
What about you, Ron? Do you think they know better and they'll do something, or do you think it's going to be noticeable watching the movie?
No, I think once we get into it, we'll probably get lost in the movie. And I suspect that in Secret Wars, he won't be wearing his mask. I think maybe this is their way of a slow burn, getting us used to this, RDJ as Doom. So, because they really have to work hard to get the memory of Tony Stark out of people's head. He's so fantastic as in that role. That's one of the roles you could just never recast. For me, and I feel the same way about Hugh Jackman. Of course, you have to recast Wolverine, but like people that are so perfectly cast that their memory stays with you forever. So I just hope the movie's good. I know we're reading a lot into it and people are going ape shit and this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But if I'm being real, as a Marvel fan, of course I'm going to check it out. I was underwhelmed with this first trailer. It was good, but it wasn't like, it didn't blow me away,
Right. Now kind of like leading towards the end, there is one thing I actually did kind of want to mention. There's a Marvel villain that I think actually could have really worked as kind of like a secondary after Thanos, because I think he's just as powerful. Correct. But you can argue with me if you want. I'll start with you, Luke. We did see a glimpse of this character once in a Sony verse Marvel film, and there was so much potential, but unfortunately they put him in a not great movie, and that was the King of the Symbiotes, Null. We I am such a huge fan of Null. When I found out that he was going to be in Venom Last Dance, I lost my shit. You're getting Null and you're going to have Andy Serkis play him? Fuck yeah. We got to see glimpses of him in the trailer. This is Null in Venom the Last Dance, the entire movie. Just sitting down, you see the hair. I'm like, dude, do you realize how fucking awesome that could have been? He is such an incredible Marvel character, and you fucked up on that. Now the question is, Luke, do you think Noel could have been a perfect villain for this, or do you feel like it's best to stick with Doom, since like Doom's a little bit more marketable? But even because people know who Doom is, and Null is kind of like one of those characters that like only like Marvel fans will actually know. Like, what do you personally think?
I mean, I kind of get that Doom is like more marketable, like you said, but I feel like if they actually wanted to use Null with this one, I actually, in some ways, would have preferred it, because I think if you had some stronger writers to bring Null to life, because like the writing was pretty terrible in Venom: The Last Dance with how they were able to bring Null to life. It's like okay, what do we do with Null? Oh shit, we can't really do nothing. But
yeah, he shows up every now and then to narrate. You see barely some of his face, to the point where when you watch Venom: The Last Dance, you forget that Null is supposed to be the bad guy.
It kind of just looks like he's very much sidetracked and not really much of a villain. But
he's a fantastic villain, but that movie did not show its justice, which I think probably might have lost people's faith in Null. And I don't even think people remember him, because I don't think people really went to go see Venom 3.
I mean, well, to be fair, like that year was kind of a shit year for comic book movies anyway, because we also had like Madam Web and that and Kraven the Hunter. So
God, that was a really was that 2024?
Yeah.
That was a really bad year for Sony.
Well, it just basically gave you the impression that Sony has no clear idea what the fuck they're doing. Like, because they don't trust their directors. I've gone on record saying this. They never trust them. Like, and you look at how Madam Web turned out. Like, you look at how Morbius turned out.
It all started after Spider-Man 3.
Exactly. So, like, with going into actually Marvel, maybe I actually think they would have had more trust to actually give Null the proper movie treatment.
Because I think he could have been a really good villain for this movie. It would have made more sense for him because he is just as powerful as Thanos. But we'll go to you, Ron. Do you think Null would have been like a better choice for a villain because he's a really good one, or do you feel like this movie works better with Doom?
Well, I wouldn't put Null as the Avengers' main bad. I would, however, Marvel, if you're paying attention, or excuse me, Sony, I would make that a part of the next couple Spider-Man movies. Maybe this next one, bring in the symbiotes, bring in more than just Venom. And by the way, I'm one of the few, maybe, I hate the Venom movies. The reason why I hate the Venom movies is because it has nothing to do with Spider-Man. Like, you can try and church it up all you want. And they tried to put a few post-credit scenes here and there that made no friggin' sense, but like, you can't have Venom. For me, you can't have Venom without Spider-Man. And to try to have Venom is just some alien that comes like the Blob to Earth, and he meets up with Eddie Brock, and then they have some misadventures like it's Upgrade Part 2. I don't.
Upgrade was a better movie.
Oh yeah. It 100% was.
And that would be great for the Spider-Man movies, that, or maybe the Clone Saga for Spider-Man, which would be pretty cool to see Tom Holland twice in a movie. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I'd put him in, and I'll be honest, I don't know about Null's power, and I didn't know he's as powerful as Thanos.
He's the king,
but
like he's
I
the
don't know
king
if
of
I
the
put him as an
symbiotes.
Avengers villain, huh?
Because he's supposed to be like the king of the symbiotes, is what they call him.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see a planet of symbiotes, fighting every hero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, would I watch it? Of course, but I think that he'd be better served as a Spider-Man villain. And let's start an actual Venom story with Spider-Man. Like enough screwing around. Those Venom movies.
It's funny, man, because I remember when I saw Venom for the first time in theaters, I loved it. Watching it now, it's the first one's a guilty pleasure. I don't mind it. Venom Let There Be Carnage. The only good thing about that movie is the fight between Venom and Carnage. Other than that, I think it's a terrible movie. Venom: The Last Dance. I don't even know what they were thinking with that movie.
I don't think they were. They're reading, and it looks like they've been reading from the pages of James Gunn's book, like how to not do something with your characters and not know where to fucking go with stories, But
or maybe even like there's certain certain ideas that they're just like writing as they're like shooting the movie, where it's they're like, okay, yeah, let's have this idea. Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, okay, cut. Like, yeah, it's kind of like that.
What should be the running joke? Eddie Brock loses his shoe every 20 minutes. What's the next joke? Fucking Venom turns a horse into Venom Horse, which, okay, that was kind of cool. I don't know.
That was a cool scene. I mean, love the needle drop, but like, what? Like, seriously?
Exactly. Next scene. Venom has to go in full form to dance with Mrs. Chang. But wait, Venom says earlier that he can't turn to full form, otherwise they'll find him. But we'll just have Venom say, "I don't care, Eddie. I want to dance with Mrs. Chang." I'm like, why is it that Mrs. Chang was like the only good character throughout those entire movies? I mean, she even has a cameo in one of these Spider-Verse films.
Oh man.
And she's just a store clerk, but her character is more interesting than Eddie Brock.
The biggest mistake that I feel like all those films have made, like at least the Venom movies, not rated R. Like, yes, and also Morbius, not rated R. Like, you
Morbius is just a morbid piece of shit.
One of my favorite characters, and they butchered him.
Like, he's a vampire, for crying out loud, and then you just go and like sanitize him, like PG-13 that shit. Fuck off, Sony.
And I got to admit, dude, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Jared Leto, I thought he could have actually, because Jared Leto has shown to be a good actor. I mean, Ron, of course, we saw him as Skeletor earlier this year, and we actually really liked me and Ron. When I went to go visit him up in Prescott, we actually went to go see Masters of the Universe, and we actually enjoyed it.
Man, yeah, it was fun. Like, it's a fun movie.
And Jared Leto was actually really good as Skeletor. Like, I was shocked how much I
see. You could even put Jared Leto as Doom, and you wouldn't know, because who knew that he had all those voices, and put him in a mask. I'm just saying,
And I think I think Jared Leto, since he has been proven to be a good actor as a person, whatever, that's a different topic. But I think he could have actually been a really good Morbius if he was given a good script and a better director, because Morbius, I've actually seen some people defend that movie, and I personally don't understand how they can defend it. I'm like, if you like it, sure, but Tyrese, what's Tyrese's role in that movie? Oh, he's a cop. Oh, okay. Who cares? What was Russell Crowe's role in Kraven? Oh, he's Kraven's father. Okay, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who cares?
It just
they seem to still want to pay premium A-list. Well, they used to be A-list actors to do these roles that nobody really gives a shit about, when you could just save the money, cast somebody in a lesser actor in these roles that we don't care about. But I kind of feel that way about RDJ. It's like, if you're going to cover him, what do I always tell you, Michael? Like, if you're going to pay the money to get somebody, use them as much as you can.
They're right there.
Right, you paid them, so use them.
Exactly.
But but I think that's kind of what we've really. I think that kind of just leads to the end now. I would say, excuse me for burping in the microphone. Sorry, you guys had to hear that. That's definitely my version of an ASMR. But basically, to kind of end this off, I will say I am excited, but I'm also going to proceed with caution because it definitely does feel like they are reaching at this point. But it still is me being the greedy ass that just wants everything, and that's how I'll kind of end it off. Luke, how would you end off as far as like the trailer and everything?
I'm kind of with Ron. It's underwhelming, but I'm very 50-50 with this movie. Like now, like maybe it like the best it can really do is surprise me, but even then, if it's a disappointment, we're kind of screwed. But let's just hope. All we can hope for is that it's good.
Absolutely. Ron, how about you?
Agreed. I liked it. It was okay, but the greatest thing, nah. I remember the feeling I had when I first saw the Endgame trailer or the Infinity War trailer. Those trailers, you were like, oh my God, I'm in. I can't wait. This one, I'm just like, okay, I hope they bring out another trailer. Of course, look, I'm not crapping on this movie. I'm sure it'll make $2 billion, and the Russo brothers, I'm sure, will come out with a good ass story. So, I'm there. The trailer, I'm hoping that we get a better one next time, and that's where I'll leave it with that.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, those are our thoughts on the Doomsday trailer. Definitely excited, but still proceeding with caution. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. Never really did stuff like this. Never really plan on doing this again, but I just kind of felt the need to do it. But of course, don't forget to subscribe to my very good friends, Luke Ponto. He's really good when it comes to doing live stream hangouts, and he does a lot of like watch alongs. Really fun to watch movies with this guy, and this guy is a movie encyclopedia. Like sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother going on IMDb or Wikipedia. I'll just be like, Luke, who's in this movie? This guy. Thank you. Click. That's my encyclopedia. But I will leave a link to Luke's channel in the comments below. So definitely subscribe to him, and don't forget to subscribe to my main man Ron. A awesome guy. I mean, we love doing videos. Which, by the way, Ron, we're definitely gonna have to get back into our series that we tried to do, which is the He Made Me Watch series. Definitely want to do that again soon.
Definitely, it's Sons of Cinema. In case anyone was wondering, Luke, in case you were wondering, so me and Michael, we usually always give each other a new movie to watch that we've never seen before, and he gave me Stitches, and I gave him Killjoy, and so then we kind of compared and contrasted and talked about the two films, and so there were first time watches for one of us, which it turned out being fun. It's called He Made Me Watch, and the next one I think we got going on is. Well, we could change this, but I was thinking if I had legs, I would kick you, and then you had me watch Super Dark Times.
That's right.
And I liked it. I liked it a lot. But I don't know if you want to still watch If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. But anyway.
I definitely, but basically, Luke, kind of what we did is it doesn't necessarily have to be a movie that's like the same exact thing, but for Killjoy and Stitches, it worked out because those are both killer clown movies. So it was kind of like an interesting compare and contrast, like who's the better killer clown, Stitches or Killjoy? So yeah, I mean, so I was thinking like, okay, like what's like a weird experimental Donnie Darko type of movie, and I thought Super Dark Times, and then he gave me one that he said kind of felt similar with If I Were Legs. What was it called again? If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You.
If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You. It's with Rose Byrne. It's a psychological thriller. I don't know if it's a horror movie, but it has a lot of horror elements to it, and it does really remind me of Donnie Darko. But for you two, if you guys haven't seen this, try watching this movie called Dust Bunny. It's a horror movie. It is it feels like a Donnie Darko movie because I'll be honest with you guys, it's above my head right now. I got to go back and watch it, but you guys are a couple of smart cats, so you might be able to get it better than I would. But
I'll keep it on my radar, man.
Yeah, Dust Bunny. It's crazy. Yeah.
Definitely.
Got it.
Well, anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to more videos coming soon. I still have to upload my Evil Dead Burn review. I am very late on that. But definitely look forward to some more videos coming soon. And I'll see you guys next time in your neighborhood. Peace.
Peace.